Where our youngsters standing today, you'll find them in the alleyways, you'll find them in the street corners, you'll find them on the corners of the town center, you'll find them in these places. And what do they want? They want to get rich quick, they want to make the money, they want status of this world, they don't want to work very hard, they want it fast track, they want it so quick, they don't even care if they have to sell a few pills, sell a few tablets, mess up the life of others. Do they even care? They're selling drugs out there outside their own house. The same house where their mothers live in, the same house where their sisters live in, the same house where their daughters live in, the same house where their families live in. They're selling drugs out inside that house just for the status of this world. And mom and dad, they're not that slow that they don't catch on. Where has my son all of a sudden got this jacket from? He hasn't worked in all his life. Where has my son or daughter? Where has my son got this car from? He's never ever got up till 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Where has my son got all these friends standing outside? Where has he got these chains from around his neck? Do they turn a blind eye? They know their son. They know their son's doing something wrong. But just because they gain the wealth of this dunya, just because the big house is being built back home, just for the status of this world, they'll turn a blind eye. And we know it's happening in our communities. There's no reason for us to deny this. The beloved of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said, the person who earns haram money and he gives it away in charity will not be accepted of him. And if he spends from it, there will be no blessings for him. And if he leaves it behind in this world, it will be his cause for going to the hellfire. One of the days, the police, when they raided the house, smashed down the door in the morning. These youngsters, they hid the drugs. Very clever. Very clever, isn't it? Very sharp. They hid the drugs. No one found the drugs. The police didn't find the drugs. Moved the drugs to another house. Moved the drugs to another place. Changed cars, put the drugs somewhere else. Very sharp these youngsters are. But how sharp were they? When the police knocked down the door and the non-mahram were looking through their sister's belongings, how sharp were they when the non-mahram knocked down their door and they saw their mother in bed at 6 o'clock in the morning? How sharp were they when the non-mahram went through their house? How clever are we selling drugs on our own doorstep for the status of this world? Do anything. We say we look at Yazid and we wouldn't have done that, but we're doing it today. We're doing it today. In another incident, a 70-year-old mother, when she died, it was time for ghusl. They went to do her ghusl, and around her neck there was marks. Around her neck there was marks, and on her skin there was burn marks. The family, they became very suspicious. They thought to themselves, this can't be natural. You know, these marks around here, the marks on her arms, this can't be right. So they called the police. The police thought, this old lady, who's going to kill her? They haven't taken any of her money. They haven't taken nothing from her house. They haven't robbed her. You know, who can the suspects be? What can the motive be for this woman's killing? What can somebody possibly gain from this old woman's death? The police, they didn't know what to do. After a long investigation, the inspector, he said, we investigated, we interviewed many people. We didn't find nothing. Then after a while, we went through the will of that mother. The will that she left behind. In the will, it was written that after I die, give this house to my son. Then we started to interview the son. We started to interrogate the son. After interrogating the son, he finally confessed. He said that I was the one that planned to kill my mother. I was the one that killed my mother. And not did I do it by myself. I got my cousin to help me. I said to him, you help me today, you get half the house. A mother that's raised us, brought us up. For the love of this dunya, we say it doesn't happen anymore. It happened in Yazid's time. What's happening in front of us? For the love of this dunya, he said, we got an electric wire. We wrapped the wire while my mother was ironing. My cousin and me, we wrapped the wire around my mother's neck. We put the wire around my mother's neck. And from one side, I was pulling that wire. And from the other side, my cousin, he was pulling the wire. My mother in front of me, she was screaming and yelling. But we didn't let go. We thought the house, we're going to get the wealth. We thought we're going to get this wealth. He said, we didn't let go till she died. We didn't let go till she fell to the ground. Keep listening, my dear friend brothers. They said, just to make sure that she's dead. We got the iron and we burnt to check if she's dead. This is for the love of this world. We burnt our mother, and the saddest part is, my dear friend brothers, if your heart doesn't cry for this, then I don't know why is. He said that, do you know, the inspector said, do you know whose clothes the mother was ironing? At the time when her son murdered her, it was the same son's clothes she was ironing.